How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Kufay. Why not? Alright. Daf Kufay of Masechta BavaBasra. Friends, yo friends. Alright. We're going to start on Daf Kuf Daled Amud Beis. We're going to go from one Mishnah to the next. And here we go. We start on Daf Kuf Daled Amud Beis. 2 lines from the bottom. Mida b'chevel ani mocher loch in choser and yoser. Bitel in choser and yoser mida b'chevel. In choser and yoser mida b'chevel. Bitel mida b'chevel in choser and yoser divrei ben nane. Sugatar. Who can explain that? No. Neil, you want to explain that? No. Who else? Who else wants to explain? Mom, you want to explain this Mishnah to us? Alright. It says the Mishnah, so start again. Mida b'chevel ani mocher loch. So I'm selling you I should go to sleep. Okay. Right. So a base core, right? Shimon sells to Reuven a base core. He says, I'm selling you a base core, mida b'chevel, and we're going to measure it out, it's going to be exact. But we already talked about this like yesterday, right? The mida b'chevel stuff, I think, right? Why not? I think, yeah, mida b'chevel, yeah. And then he says, in choser and yoser, more or less. So, bitel in choser and yoser, when he says mida b'chevel, and then in choser and yoser, so when he says in choser and yoser, subsequently, it's mevatel, what he initially said, mida b'chevel. Again, mida b'chevel ani mocheloch, hein choser and yoser. Bitel in choser and yoser, mida b'chevel. So when he subsequently says in choser and yoser, it's mevatel, what he had initially said, mida b'chevel. And this in the zelbazach fakert. Hein choser and yoser, mida b'chevel. That at first he says in choser and yoser, and then he says mida b'chevel. Bitel mida b'chevel in choser and yoser divrei ben nanes. So when he says in choser and yoser followed by mida b'chevel, so when he says mida b'chevel, it's mevata what he initially said in choser and yoser. These are the words of Ben Nanis. Shkoich. Says the Gemara. Omer Rav Abba bar Mamul Omar Rov. Rav Abba bar Mamul says in the name of Rov. Cholkin olav chaverov al Ben Nanos. That while this is the opinion of Ben Nanis, that what's the principle? Tvos lashon achron. Wow, that's kind of it's like an important concept for this daf. Tvos lashon achron. That you go based on the latter things. When you say two things, such as mida b'chevel followed by hein chaser and yoser, tvos lashon achron. You go based on the latter thing. Okay. So that's the opinion of Ben Nanis. But the rabbis argue on Ben Nanis. And they will say it's taka machloikes, it's sofek, and sofek momin cholkin. Is that what it's called? Sofek momin. I'm like forgetting everything right now. It's the opinion of Sumchis. Sveke de cholkin. I don't know. Sofek de mamona cholkin. Something like that. Okay, so it says Rabbi bar Mamul in the name of Rav Cholkin Olav Divrei Chaver Val Ben Nanis that Ben Nanis' friends argue with him. They disagree with him. Okay. My Kamash Malan Tanina, but why do I need Rav to teach me that the Chachamim argue with Ben Nanis? We already know that from a Mishnah in Bava Mitzia. Bava Mitzia. Bava Mitzia. We can meditate on Bava Mitzia. Just take a deep breath. Breathe in. Bava. Out. Mitzia. In. Bava. Okay, so Tanina. Maisa b'tzipori be'echot zesachar merchot mechavero b'shnemasar zuvim l'shana dinar zov l'chodesh. You hear this? So Shimon rents out a bathhouse to Reuven, And so what's the rent? The rent is, well, first he says 12 golden dinars for the year, and then he says 1 dinar per month. So now it's the same thing, right? 12 golden dinars per year, or 1 golden dinar per month. The nafkamina is a leap year. What happens in a year where there's 13 months? Well, then there's an nafkamina. If you said 12 golden dinars for the year, well, regardless of how many months are in the year, you're paying 12 golden dinars for 1 year. But if you're paying 1 golden dinar per month, well, then it's 13 dinars, because you're paying each month. So, again, we have a Mishnah in BavaBasra. So there was a mice in Tzipori. Who was in Tzipori? Rabbi Yossi was in Tzipori. And that Shimon rented out a bathhouse to Reuven. B'shneim also zugim l'shana for 12 golden dinars for the year. Dinars of l'chodesh, 1 golden dinar per month. And then it was a leap year. And the shaila is, so is it 12 golden dinars for the leap year, or is it 13 golden dinars for the leap year? Of a Maisa lifnei Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, and the Maisa came before Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, Vilifnei Reb Yossi, as well as before Reb Yossi, okay, in Tzipori. V'amru, and they said, Yachloiku es chodesh ha'ibur, that they divide the 13 months, mamon mutal b'safek chokin. That's what I was thinking of earlier. That's the opinion of Sumchis, I believe. Mamon mutal b'safek chokin, that when you have a suffix, that we're not sure. So, whereas Ben Nanis says, Tvos Lashon Achrin, that we go based on the latter thing, which in this case would be 1 golden dinar per month, and would be 13 golden dinars for the year. The Chachamim, however, are saying, right, his chaver of his friends are saying, that we don't know. Do we go Tvos Lashon Rishon, 12 golden dinars for the year, or Tvos Lashon Achrin, 1 golden dinar per month, so this year will be 13 golden dinars. So we say Yachloku, 12 and a half golden dinars. That for the 13th month it'll be half a dinar. So Yachloku is Chodesh Iber. So we want to say, what's the Chiddush of Rav to say that Ben Nanis, his friends, argue with him? We know that they argue with him from this Mishnah in BavaBasra with Yachloku. So he would say, presumably, that there would be a golden dinar for the leap month, whereas his friends are saying that they split it because they don't know, they're not sure. So, and for the Gemara, that's actually not a proof, and therefore we need Rab, because I wouldn't know from that Mishnah. Why not? Because ime also mava amino, because if it's from there, I might think that Take Ben Nanis would oichit agree with that Mishnah, and that Ben Nanis and Rabbi Yossi and Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel all agree. Tvos Lashon Achrin. However, potentially, I guess, I imagine that's the point, that they all agree, right? I may have thought that they all agree. And that even Ben Nanis would say in this Mishnah with the bathhouse, Cholkin, that they would split it. Why? Because in this particular case, 12 golden dinars for the year and 13 golden dinars for 1 golden dinar per month are not necessarily contradicting each other. Kilu, when you say, I'm selling you a base car, mida bachevel, hein chaser and yaser, those are contradictory terms. 12 golden dinars for the year, 1 golden dinar per month is not necessarily contradictory. Because Havamina Hosam, I would have said over there, Hosam with Ika Lemema, you could say over there, Mihader Kahader Bay. So one way to think, you can go either way. One way to say it would be Tvos Lashon Achrin, right? Mihader Kahader Bay. That first he's saying 12 golden dinars for the year, and then he's saying, no, wait, I mean 1 golden dinar per month, right? So Tvos Lashon Achrin. Or you could say that really what he's saying is that 12 golden dinars for the year, but I want to be paid monthly. Right? One second. Yeah, exactly. You could say that potentially what you can explain it, that what Shimon is saying to Reuven is that it's 12 golden dinars for the year. Yeah, that's the price. It's not changing. but I don't want to be paid at the end of the year, right? In the schir selul vasof, as we know. But I don't want to be paid at the end of the year, and I don't want to commit to the whole year. Rather, I want to be paid each month, and we'll kind of renew each month. And that way, at any point, if for whatever reason I need to or want to, I can kick you out. So it can go, in this particular case, it can go either way. When he says 12 golden dinars per year, 1 golden dinar per month, one way to say it would be Tfos Lashon Achim, that he's changing his mind, and really it's 1 golden dinar per month. Or you could say that it's 12 golden dinars for the year, and he's just saying that he wants to be paid those 12 dinars monthly. But in a leap year, it would still be 12. So therefore I could, right, but in this case, but in this case where Beis Kohanim Ochelach, Mida Bachevel, Hein Chaser and Yasser, where they are definitely contradictory, maybe I would say that in that case they would all agree. Kamash Milan, therefore I need Rav to say that no, actually Ben Anis's friends argue with him, even when they're contradicting, they would say, split it. Rav Shmuel says, Rav Yehuda, in the name of his Rebbe, Shmuel. Zodive Ben Nanis, this is the opinion of Ben Nanis. Tvos Lashon Achrin. Aval, but, Chachamim Omrim, the Chachamim say, Halech Acher Pochis Shebil Shonis, that you go based on the Pochis Shebil Shonis, which was that basically the mocher, the seller, is basically right. We go based on the one that I think protects him more, right? So meaning, if it's right, exactly, meaning Shimon is selling, when it comes to the base core, Shimon is selling Ruvain a base core. If it turns out that it's a little bit less than a base core, which means that Shimon is giving Ruvain less than what he said it was, well then we would go we would say Hein Chaser and Yasser, and say it's not exact, and even though it's a little bit less, it's still valid. But at the same time, if Shimon gives a little bit more than a base core, we would say Mida Bachevel, and we would say no, you need to give that back. Okay, let me just confirm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Pocha Shebel is the one that the Rashbam says also Lashon Shemafris Kocha Shelokech. That sort of, it puts the Lokeach in the sort of weaker position. Givaldig. Okay, so meaning, so it says Rav Yehuda Shmuel that our Mishnah is like Ben Nanis. Our Mishnah, it says Tfos Lashon Achrin is like Ben Nanis, but the Chacham would say that it would depend. If he says Beis Kor, Beis Kor Animoch Elach in Chaser and Yasser Mida Bachevel or whatever, so we would go based on sort of the one that is less good for the buyer and more good for the seller. That is, if he's selling less than he said he was, we say in Chaser and Yasser, and if he's selling more than he said he was selling, it would be Mida Bachevel. Fact the Gemara is Ovelos Virle. Does this imply that Shmuel disagrees with Ben Nanis? Right? What did Shmuel say? Right, let's read that again. Rav Yehuda Shmuel, Zo Divrei Ben Nanis. This, that's the opinion of Ben Nanis. The Chachamim, however, say, of course, we all like the Chachamim. They say, from the fact that Shmuel says, Zo Divrei Ben Nanis, that is not the way you would refer to the opinion of Ben Nanis if you felt that was the opinion that we paskin like. He's sort of relegating Ben Nanis to be the sort of what's the word I'm thinking of? The niche opinion of Ben Nanis. But we mainstream people wouldn't hold that way. Zovelos Virle, so does this imply that Shmuel disagrees with Ben Nanis, doesn't hold like Ben Nanis? But both Rav and Shmuel say that if he says Kor b'shloshim ani mocher loch, that if Shimon says to Reuven, I'm selling you a core for 30 selas, so then, right, a core of course is 30 sa'as. So even on the final saw, since he said I'm selling you a full core, so they could be choser even on the final sa'ah, and they could be choser because the sale is not complete. But kor b'shloshim sa'ah b'sela, but if he says I'm selling you a kor for 30, and then he says I'm selling you a sa'ah for sela, meaning I'm selling you each sa'ah individually for a sela, ani mochelach rishon kana. So in that case, Reuven the buyer is kona each sa'ah as it's filled up. So we see that when he says kor b'shloshim sa'ah b'sela, so is it kor b'shloshim or is it sa'ah b'sela? The answer is it's sa'ah b'sela. Rav and Shmuel both agree. So it sounds like Shmuel does hold like Benanis. He does hold Tvos Loshen Achrin. Elazo usvirele. So rather, when Shmuel says Zo Divrei Benanis, what he's saying is this is the opinion of Benanis and we hold like him. Umisvirele. But does Shmuel really hold like Benanis that Tvos Loshen Achrin? Shmuel, but Shmuel says that Shmuel says with the case of the bathhouse, when Shimon rents the bathhouse to Reuven for 12 golden dinars for the year, 1 golden dinar per month. So Shmuel does not automatically say Tvos Loshen Achrin that we go based on 1 golden dinar per month. Rather, he says that the reason why they split it is because Shimon took Reuben to Bezdin in the middle of the month. But if he comes at the beginning of the month, it would be entirely to Shimon, the rent. And if it comes at the end of the month, it would be entirely to Reuven, because we go based on the chazaka. Meaning. Shmuel says, Shmuel's opinion is that we don't know, we are besuffic, right? Again, what's the situation of the bathhouse? The situation of the bathhouse is Shimon rents the bathhouse to Reuven for 12 golden dinars for the year, 1 golden dinar per month. Now it's a leap year, so there are 13 months, and the shaila is, does Reuven have to pay Shimon for the 13th month, an extra golden dinar? So Rabbi Yossi and Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel said they split it. Now Shmuel comes and he says, well, when do you split it? You split it if Shimon took Reuven to Bezdin in the middle of the month, because what happens is Shmuel is saying, I'm also not sure if it's 12 or 13. So what we do therefore is go based on whoever has the chazaka. What does that mean? It means if Shimon takes Reuven to Bezdin in the middle of the 13th month, and he says to Bezdin, look, Reuven has been in my bathhouse for this entire month and he's not paying me for it. So we say, look, Reuven's already been in the bathhouse for half of the month. Meaning it's not in Shimon's possession right now. Reuven's had it already for half the month. And Reuven also has his money. So we say, in terms of the first half of the month, leave it, right? What does Reuven owe Shimon for the half of the month? Half a golden dinar. We say, in that case, look, it's Reuven's money. Reuven's already been in the bathhouse for half of the month. Let him keep it. Reuven keeps his money. But if he wants to stay for the rest of the month, well, Reuven is not yet in the bathhouse for the rest of the month. It's not yet the rest of the month. So if he wants to stay for the rest of the month, well, that is Shimon's domain. It's Shimon's bathhouse. So if that's the case, Shimon has the chazaka for his bathhouse for the rest of the month that Reuven has not yet been there. In that case, and Reuven would have to pay him for the rest of the month, right? I half a golden dinar. So Shmuel says that when Reuven needs to pay Shimon half a golden dinar, it's when Shimon brings Reuven to Bezdin halfway through the month. So if he wants to remain for the other half of the month, he would have to pay half a golden dinar. If Shimon took Reuven to Bezdin at the beginning of the 13th month, and he says, Reuven, if you want to stay for this month, then you have to pay me for it. Well, then Reuven would have to pay for the whole month because it's Shimon's bathhouse and he hasn't yet been there. If he wants to stay there, he's going to have to pay for it. If Shimon brings Reuven to Bezdin at the end of the month, well, Reuven's already been there the whole month and it's his money. It's in his possession. He can keep it. So Shmuel is not sure if we say Tvos Loshen Achrin or not. So he says whoever has the chazaka has the upper hand. Right? So if it's halfway through the month, in which case it's Reuven's money, he has it in terms of the half a month he's already been there, he's in possession of his own money, he can keep that. In terms of the rest of the month, it's Shimon's bathhouse, and therefore Shimon could say, look, it's my bathhouse, you can't be here the rest of the month unless you pay me for it. So that's when they would split it, because you say, go based on whoever has the chazakah. So it sounds like Shmuel does not hold like Ben Nanas. Ben Nanas would say it's Tvos Lashon Achron, that it's one golden dinar per month, including the 13th month. So rather, Shmuel is saying that this is the opinion of Ben Nanas, and we don't hold like that. That's the opinion of Ben Nanas. We don't hold like Ben Nanas. That's the opinion of Ben Nanas. So then how do we explain Pshat with the Sa'ah, with the Kor B'Shloshim Sa'ah B'Sela? Sounds like we're saying Tvos Lashon Achron. No, it's not Tvos Lashon Achron. It's punkt the same principle as with the bathhouse. What did Shmuel say by the bathhouse? You keep the chazakah where it is. Whoever has the chazakah gets it. So if it's the beginning of the month, Shimon has the chazakah that it's his property. Reuven's going to have to pay if he wants to stay. If it's the end of the month, Reuven's in possession of his money, and he holds on to his money. If it's at the end of the month, if it's halfway through the month, so we say, look, you have your money for half the month, keep that, but if you want to stay, then you have to pay. So whoever the chazakah is. So now if we apply the concept of chazakah oichid to Kor B'Shloshim Sa'ah B'Sela, well, now I can understand why Shmuel says that when he says, right, why Shmuel agrees with Rav, and that when he says Kor B'Shloshim Sa'ah B'Sela, so he's kona each Sa'ah as it comes in because he's as a chazakah. He's saying, right, each Sa'ah as it comes in, he has it now. That's why he can keep it. So it's not because it's Tvos Lashon Achron. The same thing would apply if he says Sa'ah B'Sela Kor B'Shloshim. It makes no difference. The point is that as he has a chazakah, it's not because it's Tvos Lashon Achron, it's because as he's making a chazakah on it, he can keep it already. So it's the same svara. Havasam time of my mishum the toughest. I'm saying Havasam time of my. Where am I? Havasam time of my mishum the toughest. So when it comes to the bathhouse, it's because we keep it whoever has it, whether it's Reuven has his money or Shimon has his bathhouse. When it comes to Kor B'Shloshim Sa'ah B'Sela, he's holding it, and that's why he keeps it, not because of Tvos Lashon Achron. Rav Huna Ami Bei Rav says Rav Huna that they say by the Bismedrash of Rav Ami Bei Rav, as the Rashbam elucidates for us that again we're going to learn in Masechta Sanhedrin and Daf Yud Zayin all sorts of things. For example, Amri Bei Rav is of Amnuna. Okay, says Rav Huna Amri Bei Rav that apparently Rav Amnuna was teaching, I guess, the teachings of Rav. Meya Ma'e, where am I? Istera Meya Ma'e, Meya Ma'e. Okay, Meya Ma'e Istera. 1 second, I should pause the video because I want to explain this in a second. Okay, let me see if I can explain it. Was it yesterday? I can't remember what day is what, because what day is today? Today's Monday? I think the last time I recorded was Friday. I recorded 2 daf from Friday, and Taka didn't record on Sunday at all, which is shtickle pella. And I'm also only Monday afternoon. I'm recording now. Anyways, I haven't recorded in a few days technically. I'm not really behind, but anyways, recently I was like trying to do all the cheshbonis, and I was forgetting something. What I was forgetting was a dinar, right? So it's 2 isers in a pundian, 2 pundians in a ma'ah, 6 ma'ahs in a dinar, 4 dinars in a sela. Okay. So now here's the thing though. We don't really need to do all this stuff, but I'm going to do it anyways just to see if I remember everything. Here's the thing. There's also 8 prutas, I think, in 1 iser. And there's a sela tsuri versus sela medina. Wait, is this what we're talking about? Yeah, mea ma'e. Yeah. Mea ma'e, I think he's talking about prutas nechoshes. And istira, I think is a sela medina. I think so a sela tsuri, I think, is a sela that we were talking about, right? That 4 dinars per sela. But a sela medina, I think that was a sela tsuri. Sela medina is half of 1 dinar. It's half of 1 dinar. So it's 4 dinars in a sela tsuri, but half of a dinar is a sela medina. And a dinar is 6 ma'ah. So half a dinar is 3 ma'ah. So if we work backwards, which way makes the most sense? Maybe it makes sense to start from the pruta. So if we say that a ma'ah is the same thing, but there's like 2 ma'ahs. There's a ma'ah kesef and a ma'ah of, I think, nechoshes or something. And that's, I think, those pruta nechoshes, I think. So if there's 8 prutas in one isser, okay, and there are 2 issers in a pundian, so that's 16 prutas, and there's 2 pundians in a ma'ah, so that's 32. Did I just get that wrong? No, I didn't get that wrong. Right, 8 times 8 prutas in one isser, 2 issers in one pundian. So we're up to 16. 2 pundians in one, what's the next thing? Ma'ah. So we're up to 32. 3 ma'ah, 6 ma'ah in a dinar, but half a dinar is 3 ma'ah. So what's 32 times 3? 64.96. Bum bum. Do. So an istira, which is a sela medina, which is half of a dinar, is 96 prutas. And a pruta is a ma'ah, I think, nechoshes. So we're saying, so what does it say? So Amar Ravuna, Amri Beirab Istira, which we're saying is 96 prutas, or 96 ma'ah nechoshes, I think. Mea ma'ah, or 100 ma'ahs. So the shaila is Nistira is 96 ma'ah. But then he says mea ma'i. So we say Tfos Lashon Achrin mea ma'i. Mea ma'i istira. So if it says mea ma'i, then istira, then it's istira. Honestly, we didn't need to do all cheshbon. We could have just blown right through it. But whatever. By the way, I was so proud of myself that I remembered, like, when I was doing this Gemara, I was so happy that I remembered, like, the 2 Issers and a Pundian, and, like, I remembered this stuff. I was really happy about that. Let's go weiter. So, Ma'ikamash Malan, Tvos Lashon Achrin. So, what's the big chiddush? The Rav says Tvos Lashon Achrin. Amar Rav Chadazimna. We already know the Rav said, Damar Rav Yavoy Osmava Yoivna Kule Lemaskir. If I was there by the bathhouse, and the shaila was, does Shimon get an extra dinar zav for the 13th month or not, for the leap month or not? The answer is, you better bet your bottom dollar would have said he gets it, because Tvos Lashon Achrin. And if he says 12 golden dinars for the year, 1 golden dinar per month, is 1 golden dinar per month. Yeah, but again, it's like we said earlier, it could have been because Parushik HaMefarish, could be that he would have said that it all goes to Shimon, because what he was saying is, he was saying 12 dinars for the year, meaning in a normal year. But if it would be a leap year, then it would be 13. Okay. Kamashmula, that Itaka holds, not that it's just an explanation, but that Tvos Lashon Achrin. All right, that was Daf Kufei, Masechta BavaBasra. Yeah, it was the whole shot of Tvos Lashon Achrin. That was kind of interesting. Peace.